You guys ever heard what a black hole sounds like? It's actually pretty much what you'd expect. Peaceful, ominous, calm, tranquil, awe-inspiring, cosmic, horror. Yet oddly enough, a word I wouldn't use is nihility.
Estoy hasta la puta madre.
By the way, I think the Star Rail universe is cooked, so we really need to start asking ourselves who the real monsters are, because despite eons like Nanook and Aha existing, for some reason people really got it out for cute little IX here, despite them having interacted with no one Eon nor mortal. So this is just one-sided hate. One side doesn't even acknowledge the other just completely hates the other for no reason despite never having interacted with them. I actually think we have a word for this in the English language, a word that doesn't rhyme with mitochondria, and it's racism. That's about the only conclusion I could come up with. Funnily enough, IX also has the most attempts on their life, and evidently, another is soon to come.
In the end, it will lead me beyond the horizon of existence. And on the other side, I will cut off nihility.
The one blessed by the sleeping and shapeless is considering how to kill them. That's truly pure nihility.
The first attempt on IX's life happened some time ago. We don't really know when, but it went something like this. Quote, I recall a story about the nihility. Some people had once tried to assassinate IX. Those were the Annihilation Gang. Trash, who were too scared to join the Legion, but still wanted to wreak havoc with Nanook. They had a mad idea about wanting to be the first humans to kill an Eon. They thought IX might be easy to handle, because the Eon is peaceful and thinks there is no purpose to the universe. Paths in life. Apparently, with the assistance of another Eon, they really did launch their plan to assassinate IX. As expected, nobody heard from this gang ever again. This story is pretty much pointless except for this. The Eon that helped the Annihilation Gang was Aha the Elation. Aha thought these people had a fun idea, so they lent these humans their power for a while. Seriously, I can't get elated from any stories related to Aha. So, I mean, it was an attempt, sure, you know, with an Eon as a benefactor, no less. So was the benefactor acting in good faith? Probably not. The next attempt on IX's life came about when Acheron, sick of this shit, seeing her world dying, she's the last one up, just looked up at the dark sun in the sky and went, fuck it, and just slashed her sword at it. Now, this wasn't really an attempt on IX's life, you know, false marketing out of me. Considering this wasn't IX itself, but it's one of its shadows. Acheron's strike was an act of retaliation born from existential nihilism, rather than an intent to kill. And what could only be described as the apotheosis of futility. She struck after experiencing profound disillusionment and realizing the futility of her existence, ultimately deciding to challenge a higher power. Now let me just answer the question point blank. Can Acheron kill an Eon? The answer is no. Acheron does not have the raw strength nor power to kill IX. IX could blink and she'd die. Acheron is an emanator of IX, but the way she became an emanator is perhaps the most unique of all the emanators that could exist. Typically, how one becomes an emanator is by gaining the attention of an Eon who widens the path to them, allowing them more power than your ordinary Pathstrider. Quote, if mortals receiving the grace of Eons and grasping the power of paths are viewed as a singular shattered foam, then the mighty feats of Eons driving their paths onwards can be likened to a towering tsunami that engulfs mountains. In this empty stellar vastness, a small number of favored mortals can also draw upon the power of the paths with the permission of the Eons, creating huge waves that erode the coast. They are referred to as emanators. While not completely subservient to the Eons, emanators are as good as emissaries of the Eons' wills in everyone else's eyes. Now, it's worth pointing out, Eons' opinions on emanators vary. Some will have more emanators, share a lot of power with them, while some will have very few and share little power to them. Being an emanator doesn't have a solid power level because it varies greatly amongst the Eons. Now remember, we said earlier, Eons' opinions on emanators vary. Someone like Aha turned a fucking worm into an Eon, cause why not? However, IX is different because they don't care. They don't look at anyone, much less turn the people they would have looked at into emanators of their will. So how then did Acheron become an emanator? Quite simply, she endured.
Perhaps to you, I am just an emanator who's hiding her identity. But The sleeping and shapeless never glance at anyone. They have no face, no form, and even less of a will to speak. The nihility envelops everyone equally. Only some who have gone under their shadow can go farther, tainting themselves with more nihility. That's all.
An interesting yet easy to answer question regarding why IX does nothing in the wake of its own emanator turning on its and the assassination attempts on its life racking up is they don't care. It's the perfect eon for all this tomfoolery to happen, given they just don't fucking care. Now, while it is in this moment on Izumo that Acheron's challenge against the Divine started, it's not where it's ended, because even to this day, not only is Acheron still trying to reach the Nihility's end, she wants to kill them.
You still have a strand of color, but not much.
That is enough. Before they vanish completely, I will reach the Nihility's end. In order to fight against the cruel end of self-destruction, I went on a journey, in search of a way to sever the chains of the Nihility. After a long and grueling search, I am convinced that my destination lies within the depths of the dark web, where reality and the Nihility are separate. In there lurks a secret called Device 9. One day, I'll reach it.
Device 9, huh? Device 9 is interesting in that they are perhaps the most mysterious faction. Quote, everything in the universe is bound by the prison of existence, constrained by their body and mind, and blinded by the world's superficial appearance. Even the most intelligent beings cannot comprehend this. Matter, order, logic, and life. Everything that makes up reality is but one side of the coin. On the opposite side, of equal entropy, there exists nihility. The two balance each other to create the complete universe. Legend has it that a mysterious faction known as Device 9 lurks in the empty reflections of void, difficult to be perceived by the material world. Those who gaze into the void for a long time will gradually be drawn to the dark energy overflowing in the abyss, eventually passing through the dark web that separates reality from nothingness. This legend has yet to be proven, though. The most prestigious geniuses in the universe attempted to solve this mystery, challenging Device 9 with no results. Why was this organization created? What are its goals? How many members does it have? And what do they do? Does Device 9 truly exist? The answer is as empty as the question itself. This is all we know about Device 9. They are a shady group who live in an impossible place. They exist in the dark web, and with Device 9, according to Acheron, lay many secrets, one that may even grant her the power to sever the nihility. So what are some of these secrets, huh? These dark secrets? Well, one such example may have to do with Dr. Primitive, as according to one drunk Galaxy Ranger, quote, Device 9 is real. Go find it. There lies all of Dr. Primitive's secrets. Genius Society member number 64, Dr. Primitive is a criminal whose inventions related to gravity leave even those at the Intelligentsia Guild at a loss due to its mechanisms. Quote, he applied some kind of gravity capture technology to his escape, where he was able to use gravity to wander freely across space. Astrophysicists from the Intelligentsia Guilds could not understand the principles of this technology, so they merely assumed that it was something to do with the gravitational potential difference between stars. His pursuers riding in vehicles of the gravity era struggled to catch up to his speed, swearing to bring him to justice. Dr. Primitive's pursuers were the Galaxy Rangers, who longed to bring this bitch to justice, but they were quite plainly gapped, badly, might I add. Quote, the successful assassination of Lord Ravager Zulo first brought the Galaxy Rangers their fame, and many years later, a ranger thwarted the atavistic experiment of the 64th member of the Genius Society, Dr. Primitive, but after that, these Galaxy Rangers gradually faded out of sight in the cosmos. Rumor has it, they fell victim to Dr. Primitive's vengeance. Dr. Primitive's current whereabouts are completely unknown. It's as if he's vanished into thin air. It's rumored he died, but even to this day, the Galaxy Rangers still hunt him. Now, me bringing this up was, all done to showcase the kind of secrets being kept by Device 9. They have secrets from Genius Society members with technologies that defy explanation. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, so who's to say they don't have something up their sleeve that could bring down even an Aeon? And the only reason they don't use it is because they don't care. Acheron has a single strand of color left, and while fading, before that strand vanishes completely, she's not completely devoid of the ability to care, and while she can still care, she will kill the nihility.